for allowing me to bring to you once again Little C Corleone out of North Carolina. What's up, Little C? Can you hear me?
All right, I can now.
How are you today?
Doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing all right, right? I'm doing okay. Just
That's good.
this
That's
is
good.
just a pleasure to bring you back once again on a second interview and not only be on the radio, but to actually have a platform where we're actually being able to spread not just what you're speaking of, what we're speaking of, as well as your music all across the world. So, as I stated, I wanted all those blessings just to be sent to you, and I hope you receive it.
I
So,
sure will. Appreciate it.
Chris, we got a lot to talk about. I want to, first and
Let's do
foremost,
it.
you've been working hard in the studio.
I've been trying.
I caught a little ear to the All I Want Is You. That song,
Right.
that song is just so amazing. And just for a few of the followers that are not used to or unaware of your music, and just tell them a little bit about yourself and where you're from and how this all began.
All right. So my name is Little C Corleone. I'm from Smithfield, North Carolina, born and raised. I was inspired to do music because I seen the movie 8 Mile, and Eminem made me want to rap. Then as time went on, I started getting more inspirations like T Pain, Chris Breezy, all them, and made me want to
Oh
jump
yeah.
in the R&B lane. And then of course Drake. That's like one of my hugest influences. So yeah,
I remember
that's
that.
like the condensed version.
I remember we had spoke about that the last time we had did the interview and the people that inspired you, and a lot has changed in both of our lives as far as the music industry is concerned. But first, I want to talk about All I Want Is You. First,
Right.
who created that beat? I like that beat, and what made you come up with that title? And just, I mean, I like that. I like the suave, the swag of it.
The producer's name is
I
So
like
Special,
the suave, the
and
swag of it.
I was just freestyling. I
I
was
like
looking for
the
a beat
suave.
for a whole nother song,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I ended up scrapping that song. So he had like a buy one, a buy two get one two free
Mm-hmm.
special, and I ended up getting a couple of his beats. And I was listening
The
to a few
suave,
of
the
them, and
swag
I'm
of
like,
it.
all right, let me see what else I'm messing with on his website. And um, that one caught my ear instantly. I was like, oh, I like this, and I just started like just like freestyling and just like saying a little nothing, just mumbling. And I'm like, oh, I could use that
Yeah.
melody. I'm gonna put the words to it later. Eventually, I just start pacing, writing in my head. I come up with lyrics at my job, so I was like, I'm in my job thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta say that. Uh, so I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it a girl song or a love song, however you want to call it. And I'm like, yeah, let me dedicate that to my lady.
Oh, that was so special. What you think about this song? How,
She
when the
loves it.
people hear it in North Carolina, how is their reaction when they hear it? Cause I know I'm like,
Everyone who's heard it so far, that the same reaction as you. Everyone who's heard it so far, they mess with it.
yeah.
So yeah,
Well, I like to give a shout
they
out to the
rocking with it.
producer because,
Everybody said they could dance to it and everything.
yeah, yeah. So, where do you see yourself moving forward as far as putting your? Because right now all of your music is on you got Spotify and what did you say, Apple?
Spotify, Apple, Amazon. It's on all the major streaming platforms,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much.
And then we have Almost There. You almost there?
Yeah,
Tell me how you
I'm
almost
almost
there.
there. I'm actually there. I'm there in my mind now. I'm starting to connect with them, manifesting a little bit more. So I'm there in my mind now. I just got to make physical catch up with what I'm seeing. But when
Sounds.
I wrote that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I wrote that, I was just like, I'm so close. And I was listening to J. Cole's Friday Night Lights mixtape, and the intro starts out with him saying I'm so close, it seems so far. That's just how I feel, and then like Too Deep for the intro plays. So I'm like, dang, that's how I feel. Like I got to get on some like East Coast '90s beats so I can like really show off my lyrical ability. And
Okay.
that song is actually older than Almost There, because that song's been out for a while. It's on my mixtape. It's different this time,
You speaking on
and that was just like one of
some
my
lyrical gangbang. So who is your favorite? Who inspires you on the lyrical? Cause that lyrical,
Eminem,
Eminem, is that the only
Eminem,
Eminem's
Nas.
from up here from St. Joseph, Missouri? So I'm just speaking because I know you're on the East Coast, but you said Nas. Yes, shout out to my boy Nas, who's on tour right now with my boys the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah,
And who
them
else?
guys go crazy too.
Oh yeah.
The Wu-Tang Clan go crazy. I wasn't really like that heavy into their music, but then when the series came out on TV, I started kind of like looking back, like all right, because Riz is just like a genius. Like he's a genius when he puts it, like the way he put the boys together and everything. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure how close the story was to the truth from the show, but I mean, if that's how it happened, then dang,
Mm-hmm.
that dude's a real alchemist, man.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's a real architect.
The Wu Tang Clan is just, they are some amazing fellas, and they do have some knowledge, and it's up to receive, the knowledge. Some people have to step out of the fantasy of what they see and actually get into the reality of what they see to be able to understand, because everybody can relate to the Wu Tang Clan, you know?
That's true.
So, do you see yourself somewhere like later on down in the future, maybe collabing with big artists, or why don't you have you collab with some artists?
Um, I mean, I guess you could say I have. I was featured on Crazy Bones, the Fixed Tape 4 album a while back, but that was a whole situation that went differently than I expected. And other than that, like being featured on a major artist song lately, I haven't done that, but I'm open to it. I'm open to whatever. I'm open to whatever God puts in front of me, like whatever good opportunity he puts in front of me. Especially if it's one of my favorite artists, I definitely do that. If it's another popping artist that's music's good, then yeah, I'm with it. I'm definitely with it.
What defines you as an artist, Chris? Little C.
My
What defines Little C?
my authenticity, because I mean, not to like tell on myself or nothing, but I mean, I can truthfully say that everything I rap about, I done lived it. So that's that. My lyrical ability, my uniqueness, my versatility, all that.
And to be unique means to be special. So when you are a unique person, then you understand your value
I do.
and the worth of your music. So
Right.
when you're in the studio, and and that kind of takes me to the song Almost There, because I heard uniqueness in that song. You stated you wanted to get to the finish line. You want to explain what
Right.
you meant when you said that, and where you're trying to go when you say that you're trying to get to that finish line, because people try to get to all different types of finish lines. You got three different types of people. You have the go-getters, you have the people that say they're gonna do it but they never move, and then you have the ones that just go out there, get it, and make it happen.
That's right.
You know?
Well, I feel like my proverbial finish line at that point when I the song was me just making it in the industry. But as time went on, because like I wrote that song a couple years ago, and released it in 2018. Now my finish line looks different because I realized that when you're trying to achieve what I'm trying to achieve, there is no finish line. The journey is
Yes.
everything. I learned that from another one of my favorite artists, Russ. You know, it's all
Mm-hmm.
about the journey,
Yes.
and the process is a little bit more important than the finish line. 'Cause, like once you get to that finish line, quote unquote, then you probably peak to some people, or you'll become complacent, and then you won't try to like reach any other plateaus. So I want to be the greatest ever. I want to be legendary. That's
It,
that's my goal.
that's right. To leave a long-lasting legend, long-lasting longevity. In the words of Callie Ranks. So, can you just spit it just a little bit of almost there? This is
All
KUAW
right.
Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Radio. So, just for the followers to know, and anyone else that would like to come on the show, this is a family oriented radio station. So, anything that we do, it is radio edited. But, however, if the artist himself or herself does have another option to the music, you can also listen to the other option as well. But for now, can you just do a little bit of All I Want Is You? Because I like that one too. I don't know which one, it doesn't matter. Just so they can just hear a little.
All right.
Freestyle?
Overthinking my next move, negotiating my next tune. And every king needs a queen when the crown's getting heavy. You're the one I'm leaning next to. No secret that you're special to me. I'm just trying to be the person you expect me to be, especially since the moment you connected with me. I've been trying to bring you happiness consecutively. Passion and pain, rapping and fame. You're the only one that got my back in this game. Working late nights trying to snatch the acclaim. Praying that the struggle didn't happen in vain. Just a little
That is
bars
just
from there.
killing it. That is just so killing it. So let me ask you something. If anybody wanted to collab with you, how would they contact you?
You can hit me on my Instagram, which is LILCCORLEONE, all one word. You can hit me on all my socials. You can hit me on my email. I got like a bunch of, I gotta clean my inbox. So I got like no cap, I got like 11,000 emails, and I got to delete a lot of them because a lot of them was just like spam. But you can hit me on my email, which is the real Lil C 09 at AOL.com. THEREALLILC09 at AOL.com.
Okay.
You can hit me on my Facebook page, which is the same as my Instagram, Lil C Corleone, all one word. Or you can reach me on my personal page, Chris Corleone. And I'm all my default pictures are the same, so I mean you can't miss it. I'm looking like this, probably a different angle, but I'm looking like this. So you'll see me like wearing a black crew neck shirt, doing the fake look.
You know what? Something just popped up across my screen, and I want to ask you this. Where does your wisdom come from?
Uh, Multiple people.
People?
Some of the
People?
older people that I've known, my parents, my mom, my grandparents,
Mm.
my aunts, uncles. I met away some of my friends. My favorite artists, just listening to their interviews, trying to pick their brain, see how they
Mm-hmm.
did it. Um, Listening to self audio books,
You know
stuff
what it
like
sounds
that.
like to me? God had a little bit to it, that to do with it. So can we give a shout out to him first? Can we
Uh,
hashtag blame
God,
it on Jesus?
God had everything to do with it because like, if it weren't for him, man,
But
I
you
I
wouldn't
would
have
not
that
be here
talent.
right now.
That's right.
I wouldn't have the talent, but I think that was like predestined. Like before I even got here, it's like I got to do something special with that. Yeah. So of course, all praises to the Most High, especially.
So we got wisdom. So where does your because we got to cover KUAW. So let's start with knowledge. Knowledge. That's a very powerful word. What does the word knowledge mean to you? And where does that come from? 'Cause,
Just knowing things, a collection of the things that you gain in your brain over time that you know.
hmm
Yeah.
and so when someone steps to you and they want understanding, what does understanding mean to you? Understanding means what?
They want to comprehend what you. They want to comprehend what you explain.
So is that something that you put a lot into your music? Is understanding and knowledge?
I try to, because I ain't gonna lie. Some of the music I made has been a little too surface level at times. So nowadays I'm trying to like get a little deeper with it.
Okay. So in order for you to get deeper, it sounds like you might be working on self.
I am every day, each
hmm
and every day.
I think a lot of us in this country needs that, right about now because it's just so many things going on, and from the Roe versus Wade to black and white controversy to racism to, I mean, just our rights. Period. What do you think about everything that's going on? You ever maybe thought about rapping a song on everything that's going on and writing about this? Because it's some serious stuff. I mean, this is some
Yeah, I
literally what
could.
we're going through right now, and it's some self destruction.
Yeah, the world's just going crazy right now, man. We all just like really like we all really need to unplug and like take a step back and look at what's really going on, because like there's a lot of major issues going on right now, but I feel like we're all so consumed with our lives, with
Yes.
gas prices, with being in the rat race, that we're not really paying attention to the grand scheme of things right now.
Mm-hmm. That is true. And it's leading to people to make unfortunate but rational decisions, and at the end, it causes them to reap the effects that they really probably don't want to reap. So,
Yeah.
what do you think
And
about the?
not only them, but their families.
Yes, because we got a lot of rappers out there that we're seeing they're going to jail. They're being accused, for the reason of, even the La Palusa, and it's just so many different things going on with the industry, the music industry, when it comes to the rap game right now. Do you think that maybe people should change? Well, you can't speak for not really anybody else, but do you think that we should have a different genre set aside for the younger folks? Um, the adult like Cardi B and Megan, and just the more hardcore. We put that in a different category versus a genre where we can like spit something where it's just straight knowledge, and the
Yeah,
young
I mean,
people
well,
are
I think that
receiving it.
already exists.
Do
I
you
think that
think that
already
we should
exists,
put?
but the problem is,
Mhm.
I think the problem is that well, you got the more mature crowd who like what they like, who want to hear conscious music, who want to hear
Mhm.
songs with a message, and they got artists out there that aren't as mainstream or put out there because whatever. I mean, the labels aren't marketing them the same way that they're marketing these younger acts. And I mean, I understand the business behind that, because I mean they're marketing it to their demographic who is supporting it, but some of these more mature people aren't supporting the music that they say they like.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't want to say the ignorance. I mean, but I mean, if the yeah, I mean, if the ignorance is getting more support, it's because their demo is supporting it. The artist who's putting that kind of music out, they're supporting it. Whereas like the conscious rappers, I mean, a lot of their fans, what I notice is they spend a whole lot of time complaining about how hip hop ain't how it used to be, and it's like that those artists are out there. You're just not looking for them, or you're just spending so much time putting people off from their music by talking down on the music that they like. So I mean, I feel like there's so many options out there nowadays. If I'm not mistaken, I think Talib and them put out a new album not too long ago. Most Def put out an album not too long ago.
Yeah.
Um, People need to like search for the artist they're looking for. I mean, I know it's not always going to be in your face
Right,
like a
right.
lot of the newer acts, but I mean that's just what it is. The label's going to push what they want to push, and some of these artists are independent too. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you just got to like look for it if you really want to find it
Do you feel like you
because it's out
got
there.
some independent competition down there in North Carolina? Is it some good competition down there, or are we confident enough to say, hey, I
I
am
don't really look at it as
the
competition.
man?
Yeah, I'm him. I just feel like I'm him. I don't feel like there's no
Yeah.
competition. But I mean, I do like all these guys. I like a lot of these guys' music if I've heard it. Especially from where I'm from. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're an up and coming North Carolina artist or a popping North Carolina artist, you already made it. I mess with you. I
Mm-hmm.
mess with you just for the simple fact that you're from where I'm from.
So who's a
Yeah.
couple out of North Carolina you think you would collab with if you had the opportunity to?
Definitely every J Cole, the baby,
Shout out to the
um
baby.
yeah. I was gonna say everybody from Dreamville, but everybody from Dreamville ain't even from North Carolina.
Yeah, straight.
Luke Luke is from North Carolina,
Okay,
so
Luke.
out of Dreamville.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, let's see, De Niro Ferrar, Tigo B, Thunder
Okay.
for Vegas. I mess with him. Set it off 83. Uh, Shoot, even a little closer to home. You got some of my guys that I'm really rocking with. Freedom Infinite, 3 a.m. Sounds, Ty Harris. No, them some heavy hitters right there.
And you know what? And those are some heavy hitters. And again, just for the ones that are just tuning in, this is KUAW Radio. And we're streaming over Twitch. We're streaming over Roku. We're streaming over Apple TV. And we are streaming
Oh,
on
and I'm
radio.
sorry, Mocha, not to cut you off. My boy XO Nate, my little brother, he go crazy too. He kind of remind you of this new dude, Yeek. Only he just like going crazy out there in the 3-6.
We're going to have to bring him on.
XO Nate.
We're going to have to bring him on to see
Yeah.
what he got.
Yeah, I forward you some of the stuff.
We got some people chiming in, and I'm just letting them know where they can catch us at on this interview. Now, you got anything new coming up? You been writing? What have you been doing?
Oh yeah. I got a new single dropping this Thursday actually.
What's the name of it?
It's called The Allure.
The Allure. Now, what made you come up with that title? Interesting.
Well, I was inspired by Jay-Z's song Allure. But when I wrote it, it was like 2 years ago after my grandma passed, and I just felt like life was getting a little harder at that point. So I just jumped in my bag and started like writing what I was feeling at that moment. And
Oh,
it made me. I was really talking about going back into bad habits that I'm not gonna go back into. You would see I posted a picture of myself at the Trap Music Museum, and
mm-hmm.
I was trolling everybody on my Facebook, and you seen that you was like, man, take that ish down.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, about this fake. But I was basically talking about going back into old bad habits because
Yeah.
of I was just frustrated with life at that time. But I mean, that was just the thought that crossed my mind. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. The past is gone.
So the allure, and so is there more than is this a whole CD,
No, it's just a single.
or it's just a
I'm
single?
Yeah.
Is
I'm
that the
trying to get back at bi-monthly singles, that is, and
okay?
then upgrading to monthly as soon as I can get my workflow flowing more.
We'll put you in the workflow. We'll put you in that body flow. We'll put you in that flow to be like, let me just grab my pen. Let me just, hear this sound. Good.
I gotta say a couple self affirmations to myself and tell myself that, hey, look, if you really want to make it, you gotta stop BSing. And I tell myself this: you gotta stop BSing and really think of something today, whether you're inspired or not. Because I was watching an interview with one of my favorite artists, and they said like, wait for inspiration is just like it's not gonna do it for you. You gotta have discipline to inspire yourself, or even just try to like think of something when you ain't inspired. Because I mean, truthfully, every day, it's nothing's really gonna come out of it every day, realistically. Or I might think of some lines one day, just to force myself to try to like be productive, and then the next day, I think to myself, "Oh, this is corny. I can't use this. It's not good enough. It's too basic." And I'm not to try to overthink, but I go through that just to make myself come up with ideas. And when I finally do come up with the idea that I like, and I keep it, this is what it is.
Okay. So
It comes from self. A lot of times it comes from like just like listening to other people's music, and I'm like, oh, I'm inspired. I feel good today. Or I'm just, I wake up in a good mood and like, you know what? I feel like I'm the man. Let me come up with some lines real quick, reflect on it.
So that's what inspires you to write. And how long you been writing again? Tell the fans, because some of them don't know.
I have been writing music since 2003. So close to like 17 years. I think that's about right. If my math is mathing correctly, like 16 or 17 years. And I haven't really started. I started recording in 06.
In
So,
06?
yeah. Well, I started recording myself and learning how to like mix and master. And of course, them songs are long gone. They might be on a CD somewhere in somebody's collection, because my earlier work was shred ash. I can't even lie. But you couldn't tell me that. It was the best thing ever back then. When I made my first few songs, it was the best thing ever. It didn't matter what no one told me. But when I listen to it now, it is so cringy. But I was a kid then. I done got way better.
Oh, you was a kid then. So now, what would you tell that little kid, that little C Corleone? So how old was he? About 13, 14, 15?
When I first started, I was 12.
12?
So yeah, I
So what
started
would
when
you
I was
tell
12 years
him?
old. I would tell him to be patient. As cliche as that may sound, be patient, because it's gonna happen when it's time, and
Yeah,
when you make the time to make it happen. If that makes sense.
it makes a whole lot of sense. It's like, just like planting seeds, they're gonna take time to grow. It's not
That's right.
just gonna happen overnight. You gotta put in the work. And
Exactly.
that's with anything that you do. You definitely for sure got to apply yourself if you're trying to get to that next level. Because some people think that being in the entertainment industry, they supposed to just get in and automatically hit the top billboards, and it just doesn't work like that. You have to get in and you have to
Right.
apply yourself, and you have to work to get
That's
to
right.
that point. And you have to invest in yourself and have that discipline. And sometimes that's where a lot of people tend to stumble. Even myself, sometimes I'll come into that point where I'll get that rock that'll stop me, a stumble. Then I'll have to center myself, and that's something that we all have to do, is center ourselves, so we'll be able to say, okay, I know this is what I want to do. Now, what's the next step? The next
Yep.
plan?
Precisely.
You know. So at the end of the day, what you want, a kingdom or an empire?
I want an empire.
Okay. And that's exactly what what I want as well. You know, in an empire, there's a difference between an emperor and a king. There's a difference between a queen and an empress. A queen and a king runs a kingdom. A emperor or empress runs an entire empire. So if that's the goal, then we what? We set those bars high for ourselves. Try to reach up there, push those little stumbles, those little pebbles to the side, dust our shoulders off, and and get to that higher level. Because ain't
That's
nobody
right.
go get us there but us. But what I do know is when you change your circle and you apply yourself and you just keep pushing and pushing, God just, I mean, or have whatever the the individual wants to call him, will start opening those doors, and the correct people will just start falling in your lap, and those doors will open, and it's not because you're lucky. It's because of the seeds that you planted and the faith that you stayed within, because a lot of people don't have faith. Do you believe in faith?
That's important too. Faith is important.
It's very important. It's very important. Because how can you go anywhere if you don't have faith? If you don't believe in your own brand, then who's going to believe in you? Coming to them,
That's
my music is dope. Or, my music is dope. You know,
I had to
they ain't gonna
develop
want to
that over
hear it.
time.
You know, like, oh God, this stuff is depressing. Yeah.
It took me years to be confident. It took me a pretty long time to become confident, and I'm staying behind my own product.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to like get my friends to like pass my CDs out for me, and all sorts of other nonsense that I could have done on my own, but I just wasn't that confident in myself in the product yet. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's like I know I'm dope. I
Yeah.
know I got it. I just gotta like do work. That's the simplest thing. Like I forgot who I seen say that. I was just scrolling on my timeline. I get like a lot of self help content pushed to me in my algorithms on Instagram because I like
Mm-hmm.
some of this stuff. And somebody said it's just as simple as doing the work. I might have just seen it in a Russ interview. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, you just got to do the work. You got to have faith because the faith is going to keep you going.
Yeah.
And them self affirmations that help you maintain your faith.
Because I
And
guarantee
then
you, that faith, along with all that perseverance and that thrive and strive that you have, of course, yes, I know that you can. I already know you're going to the next level, but we're just talking about people in general.
right,
Some people that don't know the mentality, because oh God, and discernment. That's something that you definitely have to put into the middle of it, to be able to
that's
have
true.
the ability to understand and the knowledge and the discernment to know when something is right for you and when it's not for you. And that's something that plays a big part in the game, and as well in the entertainment industry game, and as well as listening. And that's something a lot of people don't do, is listen. And so therefore you have those ones that just want to brush and do it, which we call those one time wonders. You know what I'm saying? Those ones that they got that one time hit, but they rushed. They didn't use discernment. They didn't use wisdom. They were just being there and letting the people, being a people pleaser. You gotta please yourself before you can please the people, right?
That's right.
You got any other things you want to speak about before we end this amazing interview? Because you and I, this is our second interview, and
Yeah.
we'll go on and on the allure. When you wrote allure, once again, can you just explain to the followers where they can actually find it? Lord, it's coming out this Thursday, right?
Yep.
And it's
Actually,
going.
Wednesday at midnight. Well, Wednesday midnight. I might as well say Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday morning, 12 a.m. It drops on Spotify, Apple Music, and all the other streaming stores, and it's going directly on my YouTube too.
Okay. Shout out time. Hey. Got a shout out. You got a shout out. You got a shout out.
So yeah,
Uh, uh,
I want to shout
mm.
out. I want to shout out my girl. Just celebrated her birthday yesterday.
Go
Happy
girl.
birthday, Rachel.
It's your birthday. Go girl. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Go.
She over there grinning.
Yeah.
I want to shout out. I want to shout out my family because today. Today is actually we spoke about this on the phone too. Today is actually the anniversary when my grandma passed. I want to shout out to my family, everybody that's been
Yes.
there for me. Um, her family especially. Uh, and yeah, I want to shout out my brother again, XO Nate. Nate is great. I don't know what he's
Nate
calling
is
himself these days. He changes his name all the time.
great.
Yeah, that's my little dog right there. He taller than me, but it's still a little bro. He going crazy out here. He dropping music left and right. I
I,
mean,
I
he
want to
drops
give a
more than
shout
me.
out. I want to give a shout out to you for being so freaking awesome. I want to give a
Thank you.
shout out to Afemi Music Intercept. We are now with Intercept. Give a shout out to Cali Ranks. Want to give a shout out to Cannabis, the Wu Tang Clan. Yeah, I said that. The Wu Tang Clan. Cannabis. Um, Sean McAlumis, Charlie Maine, Stephanie Adler, and the whole La Familia. And I just wanna first give shout out to God because one thing I learned is that when I first left this radio station to satisfy someone else's um, way of speaking, I realized that this is where God wanted me to be because when I left to go to another radio station just to appease that person, it was okay and nothing wrong, but it just wasn't feeling and fitting right with me. Coming back to this radio station gives me the opportunity to not only serve you as a artist, but also be able to allow the whole world to know about you and about your music and and what makes your mind think and how people can collab with you and what keeps you going. So before we end the show, can you tell everybody what keeps you going every day? Because
Faith,
I mean, because
faith, faith keeps me going because there's been so many times. There's been so many times. Not so much now because now I understand that my thoughts and my words are what's going to take me ahead or hold me back. And if
yes,
I think negative, which I mean, it still happens from time to time. I mean, everybody has bad days where it's like nothing's going right, and even just saying nothing's going right, that just attracts more things not going right.
yes,
Faith keeps me going every day.
mm-hmm. And I mean, because I totally agree. I live totally by faith. I wake up every morning because He doesn't have to wake us up. Some people fail
That's right.
to take the simple things for granted. We don't control that. That power does. So, yes, you are right. And faith, having that faith gives you the courage to move further. And it gives you that strength to say, like that little tugboat used to say, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Yeah,
Yep.
we can. We can, because we got the emperor that's building that empire that knows how to do what it takes to get to where he's going to level up, right?
Right.
So, yeah. Before we get off the phone and off of this whole Zoom, shall I say? I said the phone. Oh my God, you guys must be getting tired. I just, I just want to thank you so much for allowing us to have the opportunity to interview you, and we talk about your All I Want Is You and the inspiration behind that song, and how and what inspired you to do Almost There, and to continue just to make music that's going to serve a purpose in the community. So if you can promise that you'll continue to, keep showering everybody with that powerful music and that dope music, I promise I'll do what I have to do on my end to help everybody continue to see that, because it's all about keeping it together, right? And us working together and making things happen, and it's enough of the pie for everybody out here, right?
That's right.
Do you think
That's
that
right.
where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Let's do 10. 5 you might be a little bit.
10 years from now, I see myself larger than life. Um, I see myself still doing what I love and packing out huge arenas, awards, all that good stuff. Being in everybody's top five, because I feel like I am top five, but being in everybody's top five,
Top
and
five or number one?
oh yeah, I'm top five, and I'm definitely not two through four, two through five. So that's just what it is. So I feel like I'm number one. I'm gonna be number one. I'm gonna stay number one, and I just gotta carry myself like I'm number one. Took a lot of time to learn how to do too, to carry myself like I'm number one, because growth, growth definitely is a huge factor in that.
That's right.
And I can honestly say I wasn't ready. Like when I really, really wanted to blow, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I look back and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to handle it that great.
You ready to say you're gonna vote?
I am.
Okay, what about your girl? I know she is. I don't even have to ask that question.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
Yeah, we're
y'all.
all voting. I mean, the midterms coming up, right?
Midterms is coming up. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as far as the presidential, I mean, I'm still bold, but I mean, out of the people running in that one, you already know.
Well, I'm sure your fiance knows what I'm talking about with the Roe versus Wade, and she's sitting right there. So, um, you know that the primaries are coming up, so it's very important so we can try to have some type of control over our bodies. Because right now we
Right.
don't have any say so really what's taking place with our bodies.
Which is wild because it's like how it doesn't make sense for a man to tell a woman what they can do with their bodies, but that's the world we live in, unfortunately. You know.
So that means we about to have a lot of babies. We about to repopulate. We about to be fruitful and multiply. Ooh, in the name of
Yeah,
Jesus, be fruitful and
might be a new
multiply.
baby boom.
Won't be me.
It might just be a new baby boom.
It might be, but it won't be me.
I think.
Chris, I thank you for your time. Much
Thank you for having me.
blessings. We know we got to do this throughout the year so we can keep everybody posted.
Absolutely.
Okay? This
Yep.
is KUAW Radio. This is Mocha Myers, Kansas City Snap, LLC. Little C Corleone. Shout out to him. One Love from North Carolina. Switching up real quick. Go Chiefs. Good. See how quiet he is, y'all? That's them Chiefs. Keeping them quiet. I love you, Chris.
Love you too, Mo. Appreciate it.
You are so welcome, and you stay blessed, okay? And stay humble.
You too.
All right.
I sure will.
Ciao.